Yes, it is that time yet again, my lovely viewers. Uh, so a few days ago, I did the official GamerX MHUR Ultra Rumble tier list. I did a 1 through 10 with honorable mentions at the bottom. And then I also did a basically ranking all the characters from best to worst and separating them within tiers, and also saying which characters I thought needed nerfed or buffed or were balanced. Okay. And I got some interesting comments, so we're going to go through them together. And I've seen a few of them, maybe. Yeah, we're just gonna go through. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna give my responses to them, and yeah. Also, I will not be doing this type of video like all the time. I understand. Like, I did a what are they doing video, but like when they nerfed Endeavor to the ground, and then I did a reaction to that, or responding to comments of that. And then I did this, and now I'm doing this. I'm not going to do this like all the time. It's just like, I think for certain videos it works really well. And it also helps me add more details and more in-depthness to my thoughts and opinions on why I did what I did and selected who to put where, you know? I will say, since I made this tier list, there was an update, and they nerfed All For One's alphas, and they nerfed Twice's alphas. I would say at this point I would move All For One down to balanced, and Twice I'd probably still put in some minor nerfs, but I'd move him down more, probably like around where All For One is. But the top 10 I'd probably keep the same. I don't think I'd change the top 10 at all. So yeah. Alright, let us look at these comments. Keep in mind, by the way, like I always say, I have 1,800 hours in this game. I've been playing since day one. I am a PC player. I have like 4,200, 4,500, one of the two. Ranked matches played. And I have also done a decent amount of unranked. I've played with every character. I've played against every character. So I have a very, very fair and good idea on how characters function in this game and where they rank amongst each other in terms of power, skill, etc. Okay? Now, let us continue. Let's continue. Let us dive into the comments. So we got the Studying Kin YT, very fair list. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shydus2720. I'm sorry, but I disagree with a lot of stuff on this list. No way we putting Kendo and Ibarra in the same list as Strike Dobby. I think you meant same tier as Strike Dobby, as if they're equals. But then putting Kiri and All Might in tiers that don't play the need buffing, which I 100% just don't agree with. So what they are referring to is this list, to where I have Strike Dobby and Kendo and Ibarra in the same tier. Just because they're in the same tier does not mean they're anywhere near each other in terms of strength. I think there's a gap, and again, the problem is I did not want to do like 30 different tiers, you know, to split characters up a bunch, because you really could do that with how different these characters are and how oppressive some of them are and how unoppressive some of them are. So I just went with the basic 5, and I said in the video, if you wanted to move Kendo or Ibarra down to the minor nerfs tier, I would disagree, but I'd be like, you know what, fair. you know, the characters that are at the ends of these, I could see people moving them up and down. I just put them where they are because that is how I feel. Do I think Strike Dobby is comparable to these two? No. Strike Dobby is brain dead, brainless, high damage, no skill really involved character. And at least Kendo and Ibara require some amount of skill to play. And also, you know, they aren't just like a free win button. But again, I felt like they are more of an issue than like these characters down here, so that's why I moved them into this tier. But, you know, so like to address the comment, no, I don't think Strike Dobby and Kendo and Ibara are equal. I think Strike Dobby is way better, in meaning he needs nerfed way more. Kendo and Ibara are also OP and broken in their own right, but they're nowhere near this guy. Nah. I see like these three, maybe these four, maybe even these five kind of like are in their own league. And then like you take a drop off when you go to Denki, and then you take another drop off when you go to Kendo and Ibara. But I would still say they're all like in desperate need of nerfs to balance out the game. That's the thing. We are not looking for characters to be stronger than one another or to be weaker than one another. We want characters to feel fair and balanced against each other. You play a character and you have advantages and you have disadvantages. The way the game is now, there are characters that just have way, way, way more advantages than disadvantages to them. And there are characters that have like almost no advantages at all and are basically just like walking elves. Putting Kiri and All Might in tiers implies any buffing, which I 100% don't agree with. I do think All Might and Kiri need buffed. I know console players are going to scream and be like, All Might doesn't need buffed. He does. On PC, he is an extinct species. You run into All Mights once every few matches, maybe twice every few matches. You do not see All Might like ever, and Kirishima is even worse. You like don't see him at all, aside from like the very, very few like Kirishima mains or people who just want to play him just to do something different. Kirishima badly needs buffed, and All Might I would say probably needs some minor buffs. Again, like I keep saying about All Might, nerf the damage of his alpha and the splash damage of his alpha, and then change his HP back to 350, revert all the cooldowns back. And I would be fine with how he is. That's my opinion. And again, like I said earlier, he is right here, so I could see people moving him into balanced tier. Do I see him like anywhere above this? No, I don't. I don't think All Might is... Because you can kind of relate characters with how good they are to how often you see them. How many people want to raise their hands and tell me how many Strike Deku's Mount Ladies they see in each of their games? Probably a lot. Now, how many All Mights do we see in our games? Again, 1 or 2 every few matches. So, yeah, I think he needs buffed. Alright, next comment. Oh, this is a long one. Oh boy. ZZZ, year 3 on. All Might and Endeavor need a buff. Yes. Endeavor, like with All Might, Endeavor is very good on console because of aim assist. On PC, he is an extinct species, and he is very, very underpowered for what he is. You basically have to be hitting 100% of your shots for him to be doing good damage. His gamma is worthless unless you're like trying to knock someone quickly before they run away. And even then, you're better off probably just using a beta or an alpha. And his mobility is straight garbage. It's awful. It's not good at all. Kendo and Ibara above Yellow Deku and Toga? I'd say so, yeah. Yellow Deku, his damage output is so low. Like, you have to be, like, for Yellow Deku to be very oppressive, you have to be, like, level 9, and you have to be hitting all your shots. If you're not hitting all your shots with Yellow Deku, and his levels aren't pretty high on his alpha, he's doing, like, no damage. He's, like, tickling you. And on top of that, again, if you're missing, then, like, that's even worse for you. The reason I have Yellow Deku here is because there are so many characters in the game now that can just out-damage him. Like, if we're just talking about someone stands there, shoots alphas, while he stands there and shoots alphas at them, most of the characters in the game will out-damage him, because his damage is so low now. And again, I could still see people putting him in minor nerfs, but I don't think I would put him there. Toga is a weird case. I don't think her beta is really broken anymore. It's annoying. To be honest, even before it got nerfed, I didn't think it was broken. I just thought it was annoying, but, you know, they nerfed the damage on it a ton, so I definitely don't think there's an argument for her beta being broken anymore. I think her alphas have always been fine. You know, they don't... It's not the easiest thing in the world to hit, and they do shred your health, but, like, you actually have to be hitting them and, like, leading your shots and whatnot, so, you know, I think that risk-reward. And then the main part of her kit that a lot of people think is OP is the fact that she can transform and detransform at will, allowing her to infinitely revive people, infinitely heal herself with overhaul special action, infinitely get Momo bags. I think, honestly, the easiest fix for that, and in my opinion, I don't think even that is, like, OP. Like, I could see how it could be, but, like, I've never had that be an issue for me, personally. Like, Toga's been around since the beginning of the game. I have never once thought, wow, she keeps resing my... Because the problem is the Gamma is so inconsistent. It's not like you can just pick and choose who you want blood from. It's like, alright, I want compressed blood, and then you just, like, look at the compressed, and then it just snaps to him, and then boom, you get his blood. Like, no, half the time the Gamma misses, and then half the time it locks on to where you don't want it to go. And sometimes it doesn't even do damage when it hits people. So, like, her Gamma is just so inconsistent. So I think the fact that it's so inconsistent makes it to where, like, it's not a problem. Maybe if they made it the tracking on it a lot better and way more consistent, then I would see it as a problem. But anyway, going back to my point, just make it to where it, like, if she's fighting a team of Overhaul, Strike Dobby, and Yellow Shiggy, she takes the Overhaul blood, she uses a special action to heal herself, then she detransforms. Once she takes that Overhaul blood again, the special action is on cooldown still. If she takes another Overhaul's blood, though, like a different Overhaul, the special action would not be on cooldown. So the cooldowns are person specific. I think that would keep the fun with, like, because it is fun and somewhat skillful to, like, you know, transform, detransform, and use the character's abilities to your advantage. But I could understand infinitely healing yourself, infinitely rezzing could be, you know, kind of an issue, and it's not very balanced. So just do it like that. But you could still, you know, like, oh, if I get blood from a different Froppy, I keep it for this fight. Alright, my teammate went down, boom, transform. Alright, now I take the Froppy that I'm fighting's blood. Okay, now I can do it. But then it's like, after that, it's like, okay, I'm out of revives. I think that would make it balanced. Do I see Biking doing that? No, because they're very incompetent, and they're very, like the nerfs and buffs they do are very brain dead. They don't do, like, they rarely do kit, like, enhancements or changes. It's always just, like, cooldowns up or down, health up or down, damage up or down. Yeah, that's usually what they do most of the time with their characters, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Throw the tier list away. No thank you. Assault has been meta for the longest time, and on console specifically, beamers like All Might and Endeavor are top tier. Okay, specifically. Console specifically. We are talking about PC. I am a PC player. I feel like most people who play the game very competitively, even though the game's competitive scene is garbage, I think people who play the game competitively probably play on PC and use keyboard and mouse, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of people just prefer keyboard and mouse for games like this over just a controller. Controller is like, if that's all you have, or if you just want to be more casual with it. But if you really want to get serious with this game, usually people just do keyboard and mouse. But that's another discussion for another day. All Might and Endeavor might be good on like console because of the aim assist, but on PC, again, they're just non-existent. They're so underpowered on PC. And I think that's a genuine problem, honestly. And yes, I agree. Assault has been meta for a long time. Same with Strike. Assault and Strike both need nerfed really badly. Synchropic combo does crazy damage even though it takes 3 times from full HP to down someone with it is funny. Not true. I'm glad I have the game. I actually have the game open here, so we're gonna actually test this. So this is so the team I'm fighting is All for One Overhaul Ibarra. There is no assault characters, so there's no extra defense. And I'm just by myself, I don't have any strike characters, so this is like baseline minimum froppy damage. Man, I've been running into that issue to where the like second tongue doesn't connect sometimes. But yeah, you look at how much I did. What, 70% to All for One's health bar? But let me count the numbers actually. 77, 90. Okay, didn't do it again. 77, 90, 105. Okay. Let's see. 77, 90, 105. 272. So let's just say you're fighting an All for One. In his case, you would have to do the combo like 2.5 times. I think like 2.5 times. Let me fact check this. Yeah, like 2.5 times to down a All for One at full health. Which is not hard, by the way, because her cooldowns are crazy and she can stay on people really well. So, like, yeah, that's why I would say that Froppy is kind of stupid. You know, just saying. Yeah, Froppy combo does very good damage. And again, that's her without a strike character on her team, which in most cases in this game, you're gonna have a strike character, so she'd be doing even more damage than that. And that's fighting the highest HP character in the game. Sure, you know, you have assaults and whatnot, yada yada yada, but I think that proves that, yeah, her full combo does really good damage for the fact that it's not super hard to hit, and her cooldowns are crazy, so she can kind of do it pretty frequently. But anyhow, the amount of effort you have to put in to play certain rapids in this era of spam rollers and stun locks is not comparable to someone that can shoot the floor and do splash damage. True-ish. Link. So, the thing with all the rapids in the game is, if you're good with them, a lot of them are like very... What's the word I'm looking for? None of the rapids in the game are really brain dead. Like, I think the closest one would be Twice or Mirio, but even then you still kind of have to be somewhat skillful with them. So yeah, you do have to put more effort to play certain rapids in this meta. I do agree with that. Um, that's just because, you know, again, I think they either need to lower the damage that characters are doing, or they need to raise the HP threshold to 300 minimum. I know people are not going to like hearing that, but people are doing way too much damage nowadays for us to justify 250 HP. It's just not enough. Like, you need to understand that characters like Strike Deku are doing 105 per alpha, and that is by himself. Now, if you're running a full strike team and you have a Bakugo and a Todoroki, well, then you have to add the damage of the Bakugo's alpha and the Todoroki's alpha on top of that. And basically, they all do 2 alphas each, and you're basically dead. If that. So, yeah, you know, that's why I just think that, like, there needs to be some, like, change with how the game's, like, damage numbers work. Will Viking do that? No, of course not, because again, they're inept. But anyhow, Toga is not balanced either. You must have been sponsored by Viking to say that. No, I wish I was. Zero cooldown transformation, so you can street strats like milking and overhaul for Infant Hills or MOMA. This is what I was talking about earlier. Again, her gamma is so inconsistent that I cannot sit there and say that she is broken, because of the fact that half the time your gamma is just going to decide, hey, I'm going to go into the ground. And it's like, oh, okay, you know, cool. My teammate died now because, you know, I didn't get the blood I needed, but sure. But again, regardless, I think they should do a special action nerf, like I said. You know, you take a compresses blood, or I'm sorry, you take a Cementos. Compress is not a good one because the special action is like infinite uses. But Cementos, you know, you turn into Cementos, you revive your teammate, and then if you turn into that, if you take the blood from that same Cementos and turn back into Cementos, the special action will still be on cooldown. But if you take another Cementos's blood, the special action will be reset. So the cooldown is based on each like person, like I said. Again, they're not going to do that though. Gamma does over 120 damage, and you don't have to aim. If you dodge it, it takes your blood anyway. Sometimes the amount of bugs she has is ridiculous, but yeah, balanced. It does 120, more than 120 if you have strike characters, and that's at level 9. So you do have to level 9 it to do that. You don't have to aim. Somewhat, you have to be looking in the general direction, and even then, sometimes it just doesn't. Again, even if you're looking at the character directly, it just won't, like, it won't get their blood. If you dodge it, it takes your blood anyway. That part's weird. I think, again, it should either connect or not connect. I don't know why it does that. That's a little wonky. The amount of bugs she has is ridiculous to be unbalanced. I don't think there's a lot of characters in this game that are buggy as hell, dude. It's not just Toga. Toga is one of the worst ones because of the fact that she can turn into any character, but there's a lot of buggy characters in this game. So yeah, I think, yeah, just, you know, I don't know what to say. Other than what I already specified, so, you know, we're gonna move on. All for one number in the game by far. A lot of tiers characters, we'll just say, get countered by him pretty hard. They stop them from getting them close to the characters that are being played most ranked, including special action that can give him godly movement around Hully offense. No, I don't think All for One is number 1. I don't think he's close at all. Even before the nerfs, I didn't think he was close. You need things to go your way with All for One. If you do not find someone who has a... Let's face it, if you're playing All for One, you want to steal someone who has a mobility quirk set. So you have to first find someone who has that, you have to down them, and then you have to take their quirk. And on top of that, in some cases, your special action might be on cooldown to where you can't really switch to the other quirk set. And even if you have a mobility quirk set, you could still be a sitting duck. And the fact that All For One has 0 mobility unless he has a quirk set is why I don't think he can be considered number one. Like, again, a character who's number one, they have to excel at like almost everything. And that is why like he has the big flaw, mobility. Yeah, you get patched up with the quirk set, but it's not like, you know, you start the game out and you can be like, all right, I want Ochako's quirk set, and then you could just swap between it whenever you want. Like, no, you have to find someone, you have to down them, you have to take their quirk, you have to make sure your special action is not on cooldown. You have to commit to a quirk set for a little while, depending on which one you steal, you know? So, like, it's a lot of factors that go into the fact that like, him getting mobility, that it's just, no, he's not number one, not even close. Like, his alphas are really good, his beta's good, his gamma's good, but it's not, like, if someone is chasing you and you don't have a mobility quirk set, you're dead. Like, if it's just you and you're far away from your team or whatever, you're dead. There's nothing you can do. So, good list. Agree with most of it. Appreciate that. Fidage. Also, this was user QD. I'm not even gonna do it. Frappy be cooking. Yeah, she does. Again, she's not. She's not in the top 10. I don't have her in the top 10. And I have her in minor nerfs. Like, despite what I said earlier, I don't think she's broken or anything because of the fact that she has 250 health, so she immediately gets melted by the current meta. Kirishima, yeah, poor Kirishima. He's so bad. He's so bad. 100% agree with the tier list. Like, Kaminari does 95. Yeah, dude, Kaminari gets so... Oh, excuse me. I don't know why the community downplays Kaminari so much. Like, he's not a problem. He's still a problem. I hope you guys realize that. Like, if you just so happen to get hit with his gamma, you're dead. His beta does such high, big AoE damage, and then his alpha is doing, like, he's at 95 per shot by himself. With more strike characters, he can get up to like 100 per shot. And it's not like it's hard to hit his, plus he gets 8 of them. Oh, and they also create a little string that can stun people if they hit them and go into it, and it does extra damage too. No, Kaminari is stupid. Oh, the frick does Ibarra need a nerf, but not Rapid Bakugo. Banjo-Kazooie main. I love how you hopefully you are still a Banjo-Kazooie main. And this wasn't just for when he first came out and he was broken, because if so, that's kind of funny. But anywho, yeah, Ibarra needs a nerf, Rapid Bakugo does not. Rapid Bakugo does... So let's compare the two. Ibarra, 400 HP, typing meh, insta-revive. Rapid Bakugo, rapid meh, 250 HP, really bad. Special action, good, but you can still get caught with it regardless, because it has a start. Any move that has a startup delay to where a character has to do a small animation before they do the action is just way worse than, obviously worse than characters that do something and it's just instant. Alphas, Rapid Bakugo gets 8 of them at level 9. They do 108 max. They could do like 27 minimum, because Rapid Bakugo is one of the only characters in the game to where he shoots out multiple bullets with his alpha, and you actually have to hit all of them to do the most amount of damage. Not the hardest thing in the world, but also not the easiest thing in the world. Ibarra, just straight up, you either aim in or aim out. Aim out, you do a wide spread attack. That does more damage over a bigger area. And then zoomed in, it does more damage, but in a more concentrated area. She gets 4 of them, insanely quick cooldowns, and insanely long range, and she does like 152 damage with no strike character. Beta, Ibarra gets 2 betas regardless of level. At max, they do like 213. Very good if someone is in your face. And again, the cooldown for those is also pretty good. Bakugo gets 2 betas regardless of level. It allows him to move a little bit. It does like 60, 70 damage max. But it only hits once. And it causes a small stagger. Ibarra's Gamma, you get 1 of them regardless of level, and it does damage to health directly regardless of whether the opponent has shield or not. And Bakugo gets an explosion that is very hard to hit and does like 100 something. I actually forget how much. Let's go into the game. I'm gonna actually see, because I forget how much Rapid Bakugo's Gamma does. 135 at max level. Okay. So yeah, Ibarra has more damage output, longer range, more health, and a better special action. One of the best insta-revive special actions in the game. If you took the best Rapid Bakugo player and you took the best Ibarra player, gave them, you know, like the same levels, Ibarra would win like 100% of the time. Because you're taking the best Rapid Bakugo player and the best Ibarra player. And guess what? Just Ibarra is just a better character. She does more damage. She has more tools at her disposal. The one thing she doesn't have that Rapid Bakugo has is Rapid Bakugo is one of the better mobility characters in the game. I was going to say he's the best, but I think Mirio is the best mobility character in the game. But regardless, he's still one of the best mobility characters. And Ibarra has no mobility. That's like the one thing he has over her. That's it. So, you know, I don't see how you could put Rapid Bakugo above Ibarra. Like, I don't see it. Red Deku Mount Lady is top 2 on everybody's list low. I think Yellow Deku is still top 5 at least in Blue Bakugo shit. Well, here, look at this. Someone said Rapid Bakugo needs nerfed, and someone said Rapid Bakugo is garbage. So, there you go. If you want... if you want what a balanced character looks like, there you go. One person thinks he's trash, the other person thinks he's OP. There's your balance for you. Yellow Deku in top 5. I disagree. Like, he's good, but I feel like there's just too many characters that do what he does better. So, like, I personally wouldn't put Yellow Deku in my top 5, not even top 10, honestly. Like, if you really wanted to, you could probably move him to, like, in the top 15. I could see that, but I don't think top 10 or top 5 is viable for him. And then, yeah, Red Deku Mount Lady's top 2 because they are stupid. They have almost no weaknesses. They're like almost perfect characters. And they just excel at basically everything. So, you know, cool. Toga's balance killed this list. Ibarra needs a nerf is Skull. Toga, like I already explained Toga, I'm not going to go into Toga again. And Ibarra, again, we already went over Ibarra, so I'm not going to go into that again. And that is all the comments. Very interesting set of comments. I appreciate all the replies nonetheless. And yeah, you know, just the thing I'll say is don't go attacking any of these people or spamming them with negativity or whatever. You know, everyone at the end of the day has different experiences with this game, and you know, those experiences kind of lean people more towards one opinion over another. You know, me, like I said, I have 1,800 hours in this game. I've been playing this game since day one. I have ace rank in every season except for the first one. But I'm like, I got gold 4, I think. Gold 3? No, I think gold 4. Gold 4 or 5 in the first season. I've done like 4,000 plus ranked matches. Like, I have a very good idea of how the meta has been in this game and what characters are really, really good and what characters are really, really bad and what characters are kind of like mid. So, you know, this tier list is based off of my experience with the game, you know, based off of what I have personally dealt with. And what I will also say is just because a character is annoying does not mean that they are broken. Like, I know people are gonna, when I say that, people are immediately gonna go to like Cementos or Mirio. I don't think either of those characters are broken. What they are super annoying. Very annoying. But that doesn't mean they're broken. So, I think that's about it. Let me know in the comments what you think of my thoughts to these people's thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of the tier list, if it is garbage or if it is really good, or if it's just meh. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to go over, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Check out my other videos if you want to. Check out the description. You can find a link to my Twitch, a link to my little small donation page. You don't have to do any of that, but it is there if you would like to support me further. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for the support on the video. I really appreciate it. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I will see you all in the next video. Take care of yourselves. And yeah. Love and peace. I don't know why this ending feels so awkward. Alright, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.